Hey guys, and down here, this is going to be my chapter review to Nanatsu no Taizai 234, Door to the Unknown. Now, I thought this chapter was going to be one of those chapters where we get the calm before the storm, right after the storm as well. So we've had Eskimo and Meliodas fight and everything like that, and I thought we were just going to slow down and kind of just glide into Camelot. But that doesn't seem to be the way it's going. It started off pretty slow, the way I thought it was going to start, and it started off with Arthur and company. So we find out through this that Arthur has obviously. So let's talk about Arthur and that part of it first. Then we'll go on to Zeldoris and all those guys. So Arthur has obviously gotten stronger over these last few months. I mean, it's plain to the eye. We see that he's incredibly fast. We see that he's either so fast that his presence kind of just deletes itself, or that's another one of his abilities that he's learnt from that Nanashi guy. He's learnt to hide his presence, and I think it's that. I think he's incredibly fast, and he's able to hide his presence. Currently, his strength is unknown, but just by momentum equals mass by velocity and stuff like that. Just by his velocity increasing, his momentum will increase and all that, because his mass, I assume, has stayed constant, or he's either increasing muscle mass and all that. But let's forget about that. He's gotten stronger. That's all you need to know. And he looks like a beast. I think he's going to do really well, especially with the reveal that comes later in this chapter. So the people of Camelot, or those who managed to escape anyway, are all staying in an underground bunker and stuff like that. They're staying with Arthur, and he's like their beacon of hope, which is all cool and stuff. But I thought that was cool. But the rest of the people are just being sacrificed left, right, and center, and we'll come on to that later as well. As I said before, we find out in this chapter that Arthur is being tutored by a guy called Sir Nanashi. So he's calling him Nanashi something or other. And I swear he's got this like samurai-esque feel to him, a swordsman feel to him. And I assume I think he was the guy from the tournament. When we had the whole Dolo and Gloxinia tournament thing. I swear it's the same guy. I think it's the same guy. We find out in this chapter, we see the holy sword Excalibur, and it's been revealed for the first time. It's got like this blackened off hilt, looks awesome, and it's just a blade, and it's in the stone. Now, if you know the tale of Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table, and all that, then you're gonna know about Excalibur. I think it was the Knights of the Round Table. Now that I've said it, I'm a bit if you know the tale of Arthur, you know that he has his sword is the Excalibur. So it was cool seeing that, and basically what the plan is for Arthur and crew, what their whole thing kind of pivots on is Arthur's going to sneak in, or he's going to infiltrate the castle at Camelot, which I assume is where Zeldoris is kind of chilling at the moment. And he's going to sneak in, and he's going to jack, and he's going to steal Excalibur. Now this is awesome because Excalibur, obviously, I'll come on to it later, but Excalibur can only be used by Arthur, and he's the only one that can dig it up out of the rock. So it's going to give him an immense power up. And we know also that it's a holy sword. Zeldoris says later on that it has qualities opposite to that of the demon clan. So I assume it was goddess forged. So I don't know what that implies, or what that will do to Arthur in terms of, is he like the next in line for the goddesses or something? Is he of goddess descent or something? Is he a mixed hybrid type thing? I don't know. Also in this chapter, his cat thing, that little thing that he got from the druids, Kath, can now actually talk. She or he has aged quite well, and she all the way through it's rinsing that eyeball Orlandi, and I was laughing my ass off through that. It's just like, oh yeah, you a shitball. I was laughing all the way through. So we see through this chapter that humans are being sacrificed to break the goddess's seal. This is what Arthur and them know. They're like, the humans of Camelot are being sacrificed to break the goddess's seal. Now, the goddess's seal I'll also come on to later in terms of what actually is being sealed. It's that Sir Nanashi guy. He says today alone, 55 different beings have crept out of the hole. Now, we know that by 55 different beings, he means 55 different demons have crept out of the hole. Now, that's exactly what that whole goddess seal thing, what they're trying to break. I assume it's just the seal to purgatory, which is where the demon king is, and where the rest of the demons, I assume, must be sealed, because later on, actually I'll come on to that later as well, it's either purgatory or the demon world. And then I think everyone is I wanted to make mention of this before we go into the whole Zeldoris thing, but actually let's make mention of this. He says today, Senanashi goes, Today alone, 55 different beings have crept out of the hole, and Arthur actually says, oh yeah, I took out double that. So Arthur's been taking out demons like nobody's business. He took out like 110 of them, just flying around the city basically. And I was like, yo, he's gotten a lot stronger. And I'm not sure if when Zeldoris is talking to himself and he's like, yo, shit, this god of death, this Shinigami is kind of been going around in our city and just killing demons left, right, and center. I'm not sure whether that was portraying what either Arthur did or what Sir Nanashi did. I think that was talking about what Nanashi did the night, because you just see demons getting beheaded left, right, and center. And it could have been either one, Arthur or Nanashi, and I think it was Nanashi. And like I was saying just a few seconds ago, I think everyone is going to unite under Arthur. The Sins, the humans, whatever else wants to side with Arthur to fend off. And through the end of this chapter, I think it's going to be to fend off a Meliodas-led demon clan. So let's get onto the Zeldoris and company part. Let's see what happens. So, like I said before, we see Zeldoris trying to lift up Excalibur from the rock, and he can't yank it out. He's not the chosen one. The only one that can lift it out is Arthur, as according to the tales. And he says obviously that it's opposite from the demon clan. So like I said before, is it a goddess forged weapon? What does that imply for Arthur? The demon king then speaks to Zeldoris, and he says the demon king is awakening. Now obviously this leads to confusion between Zeldoris and the demon king. The demon king's like, oh yeah, the demon king is awakening. Zeldoris thinks he's talking about himself, and he's talking about Meliodas, and then he's like, what the fuck? So the seal the demons are trying to break must be, I think, I might be completely wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But the seal the demons are trying to break must be the doorway to purgatory, because Zeldoris is confused by the Demon King's statement of the Demon King is awakening. He's talking about Meliodas, but Zeldoris thinks the Demon King is referring to himself. And the Demon King, like I said before, Zeldoris is like, oh yeah, but the seal hasn't completely broken yet, so how could you be awakening? And the place where the Demon King is, I think, was purgatory. So if Zeldoris was confused by his quick rise to his awakened state, then it would only make sense that purgatory was the one that was sealed, and that's where the Demon King is, and then that's probably where all the other demon clan are. They're all probably sealed in purgatory. Now the only downside to that is we didn't see any of the other demon clan members when Meliodas went to purgatory. We only kind of saw a hint of the Demon King. So I'm not sure exactly where, exactly what's being sealed, whether it's purgatory or whether it's the demon clan's homeland or whatever, hell, I assume, or it's just the demon lands. I think, I think it's got to be purgatory. The Demon King obviously still sees Meliodas as his successor, and it was an unexpected twist. I thought the Demon King would like hate on Meliodas just like Zeldoris does, but it's a nice development. I like seeing that the Demon King's like, yeah, Meliodas is still the rightful Demon King. He's awakened now, and he's gonna return to his senses, and basically the throne's just waiting for him, get him to sit his ass on it. And Zeldoris is, I don't know how Zeldoris will respond to the order of rescue Meliodas, because Zeldoris, we know Meliodas killed actually there's a guy on, I can't believe I forgot, I don't know your name, but there's a guy on the Reddit, the Nanatsu no Taizai subreddit, who actually lists the reasons why Zeldoris would hate Meliodas. So this isn't all me, this is that guy. I've forgotten what his name was though. But there's basically like 4 or 5 points why Zeldoris hates Meliodas. They're all things that you could kind of remember. Zeldoris, we know, thinks of Meliodas in and of himself a traitor because of what he did, and the whole losing the war 3,000 years ago was basically Meliodas' fault alongside Elizabeth. Zeldoris' lover was also basically killed by Meliodas, even though she asked Meliodas to kill her. He still takes it as Meliodas killed the person that loved me and that person I love. And I don't think there were a couple other reasons, but basically Zeldoris, we know that Meliodas himself said that Zeldoris has this huge amount of hate for him, it would seem. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why, and the fact is that Zeldoris hates Meliodas. So the fact that he's been ordered to now rescue Meliodas, will he listen to the Demon King, or will he just be like, no, I'm gonna kick his ass while I'm there? Now the Demon King seems to want the brothers to behave as such, as brothers, and he obviously wants to usher in the new era or the new generation of demons, with Meliodas at the helm. But if Zeldoris goes in to try and kill everyone, which he's been ordered to do, he's like go rescue Meliodas. So no one can really stop Zeldoris from rescuing Meliodas. But not only that, the real question is, what will the damage be like in terms of what will Zeldoris stop at, and who will he kill, if he does at all? Is he going to just jump in, Jack Meliodas, and do one, or is he going to demolish everyone? Now, he doesn't seem like the type of guy that's ruled by his emotions, but he has been ordered to do something he probably really doesn't want to do, and he's been ordered to basically bow down to someone he doesn't really want to bow down to, and he's probably going to be a little bit pissed off. So I assume he's gonna take out people. Now, people were saying he's going to go after Ban. I'm not too sure why he'd do that, apart from the fact that Ban like basically killed off Melusula and did some damage while Meliodas was being killed that first time. So, like I said, the real question is, what will Zeldoris do while he's there? And also, this leaves a gap for Arthur and co. to go and infiltrate Camelot Castle, because Zeldoris will be away for a while. What we also found, so that was basically the entire chapter. I really enjoyed it. I'll give it like an 8.5. It was actually a solid chapter. But Garth and Meliodas, we find out in this chapter, were also best friends. That's really dope. And it depends on what the timings were. Was Garth best friends with the Ten Commandments Meliodas when he was like all clad in black and stuff, freaking emo and shit? Or was he best friends with Meliodas as he was transitioning into his more emotional state and his more humanoid state? And then people have been saying actually that Hawk might have a certain tie to the Demon King, as in he might be the eye of the Demon King. Now, I'm not too sure how much I believe this, but it does have some evidence. I mean, the fact that we're seeing through something, we're seeing Meliodas encaged in that perfect cube with Merlin and Elizabeth, and we're seeing through something's eyes, and it looks about the height of what would be Hawk. Now, I thought it was just the Magic Eye of Dolo. Someone on Reddit, again, one of the higher ups, pointed out that the Magic Eye of Dolo was actually an item created by Merlin, so it can't be that that's linking Hawk and the Demon King, because the Demon King hasn't used the Magic Eye of Dolo or had it in his possession or anything like that. So it seems like the Demon King at this moment is seeing through the eyes of Hawk, and this would explain also his infinite regeneration thingy. So I'm like, this kind of ties in, but I'm pretty sure we also found out like early on in the whole Nanatsu no Taizai manga that Meliodas and Hawk had some sort of old friendship. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure whether Hawk was always originally some sort of boar or pig. So I don't know, but let me know what you guys thought of the chapter. It's quite a long review for what I thought it was going to be, but let me know what you guys thought. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Next chapter is called A New Threat. I assume Zeldoris is going to jump in and jack Meliodas, and then Meliodas, I think Meliodas will go full Demon King. I think he's going to rule the Demon King, rule as the Demon King, and then we're going to see some conflict between Zeldoris and his loyalty to his father, the Demon King, and then whether he's actually loyal to Meliodas, the Demon King. So he's going to be conflicted between maybe siding against Meliodas or siding with Meliodas, and then no one's going to be able to stop Zeldoris, basically. And Meliodas is going to, like I said before, Meliodas is only rising in power at this moment in time, because even in this chapter he's awakening and he hasn't fully awakened. So let me know what you guys thought. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in a bit.